Good morning and welcome to Waking Up with Don. Today in the studio I have some people from the Dragon Dojo. I've got Shihan Wiest and Senshi Chris. Did I say that right? Senshi Chris?
It's close, yeah.
Okay.
Senshi and Shihan.
Shihan and those are terms of art or terms of respect within your dojo.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So Shihan means what? Like master teacher or something?
And
like
Shihan's
that?
master teacher, yes.
And what does Senshi?
Senshi means warrior.
Warrior. Okay. So basically, you guys are instructors. You kind of run the place, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What got you interested in this? I mean, is there I hear a lot of stories of, and I've had friends and colleagues over the years who've been involved with martial arts, and usually they're inspired by something like Bruce Lee.
Sure.
Or perhaps, just getting in shape.
Sure.
Or maybe they were bullied at one time. What was your inspiration for
all
going
of
on
those things? Bruce Lee, the old Kung Fu series with David Carradine, bullied as a child, really helps out with a lot of those things. As a child, I had ADHD and things that a lot of children have today that they're being diagnosed with and things, and it really helped me focus and learn to become a very successful person in my life. So a lot of times with martial arts, it's not about kicking and punching, and that's part of it. That's just a vehicle to the mental discipline that we work with, and that's the biggest thing. I tell a lot of our parents that we teach the children discipline without them feeling like they're being disciplined.
Discipline, respect, confidence.
Sure.
It's not about violence, is it?
No, it's really, if you break down the word martial arts, the word bujitsu, it actually breaks down into the word conflict prevention. So the concept was never to be violent. It's about learning to control oneself, one's thoughts and emotions, rather than have them control you.
Chris, how has this changed your life? Now, you started at a pretty young age in martial arts. Do you feel like you carry yourself differently, or people respond to you differently than perhaps before you started?
Very, very much so. Growing up as a kid, I was very shy and was very much an introvert. And that's just, my parents were military and all that, so children were more along the lines of to be seen, not heard type of deal.
Sure.
And because of that, I got picked on a lot growing up. So I started training at Dragon Dojo, and Shihan's kind of
military
took me
kids
in,
move a lot too. So every couple of
yes,
years,
sir.
you're in a new school, you're the new guy, and all that. So I could see how, just having that self-confidence will, could be a life changer or a game changer for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that's one of the cool things too. When he started, he was 10, 11, and now he's in his 20s, and he's there as a teacher. And that's one of the cool things about this, that it is a family. Everyone that comes in gets treated as a family, and people that come in and they could have any aspect of their life from, and we accept everybody.
And we'll talk about that more because we're out of time for this
Okay,
segment.
cool.
But I do want to talk about that family concept a little more, and maybe you can show me some stuff on what people can do to maybe prevent that kind of violence that you talked about earlier. You're watching Waking Up with Don, and I'm going to have my morning sip of coffee from Deja Brew, the best coffee on the beach, and Off to Your Weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Shihan Wiest from Dragon Dojo out here on 390, and we're going to talk about this kids program, I guess, that you've got coming up. Is it summer camp?
Our summer camp coming up. It's our Kung Fu movie summer camp. So it's going to be awesome. So not only the kids are going to be able to come in and they're going to learn their martial arts training, their discipline training, their manners training, but we're going to film Kung Fu movies where they get to be Jackie Chan and Jet Li and all these.
That sounds like great fun.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. And then after the summer, we're going to have a big projector and shine it on the wall, and all the parents and everybody's going to come, and we're all going to watch the movie.
But the summer camp isn't just going to be playtime and fun.
No.
I mean, they're going to learn some real skills here.
They learn
too,
some
right?
skills, yes. They really train in the martial arts. It's really about martial arts training and learning, again, manners and discipline and loyalty and all the things that we really need in our world today.
Yeah, we certainly do, especially young people, because
For sure.
we talked off camera a little bit about stress.
Oh, yeah.
Stress is a killer for adults, as we well know.
Yeah.
But there's stress in children as well.
Big time.
Maybe you got the FCATs coming up.
Sure.
Your friends are the most important things in your life.
Bullying.
Maybe you're being bullied.
Yeah.
I mean, that stress can really
Very scary for
ruin
them, yeah.
a young person's life. And learning the skills and disciplines that you offer them gives them that kind of...
Helps de-stress. It really does.
Yeah.
It helps them feel confidence. And that's the big thing. Can they feel that confidence at school, in their daily lives? It really, you really see them become much greater.
Well, quite honestly, I saw this with my own children. My older son, we started him very young in Taekwondo.
Sure.
And carried himself differently. Yes, sir. No, sir. I mean,
That's
we just
the
saw the
thing,
whole
yeah.
confidence builder in him, and now he's doing great.
And really,
Now he's off at
and
college.
the reason why we do the yes, sir, no, sir, confidence starts here in our words. and that's where it builds from there.
That's true.
You know, if we're speaking with confidence, we're speaking with respect, we end up respecting ourselves and others and having that confidence.
So there's many benefits to learning
Many,
these things.
yes.
You know, beside the physical.
Sure.
You know? So say I'm a child, I'm going to your summer camp, and what would be some of the things that you'd teach me initially just to kind of build that confidence?
Sure. Well, safety is one of the biggest issues with anybody and all the kids. We start at very basic stuff to get them going. So the first thing I'd get you to do is be in a fight stance like this.
Okay.
Sure. So what you do
say
is just get your hands up. Now your hands right now are a little too high. You know, for a boxer, that's great.
Right.
But for a little kid, you know, you're open everywhere. So what I do is I get your hands like this, and I get your body to turn more like that. And what we've done now is now you're not.
Let me turn it this way so we can see what we're doing
see what's
here.
going on.
But I'm making a smaller target.
Yeah, you're making a smaller
Yeah.
target to be hit. And if I was hitting at you, you're already kind of blocked.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a lot of energy or a lot of motion to stop me. You're already there.
I'm already there, yeah.
And you're not offering too much up. So the more your body's turned and you're offering me this little space, and now I can't really hit at you, and like that. And what we get with the kids doing is teaching them how to block and how to stop these attacks from getting in on them. We also teach them how to punch, but we also teach them when not to punch.
So if a kid is being bullied and he goes into this stance right away, that is a visual signal to the bully that
Sure.
I'm ready, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was a kid in school, and I was getting bullied, and this kid was trying to pick on me, and I dropped into a stance, and that was the end of it. There was no fight,
So
just the visual stopped it.
So again, it's not about violence.
No.
It's about violence prevention.
It really is.
It's about self-esteem. It's about good health. It's about fitness and confidence.
That is correct.
And I think what you're doing is great with the kids. So how do we get in touch with you, and how do we enroll our kids into your program?
Sure. Well, you can call us at 248-0999, and you can go to dragondojo.com and just come by. You can do a free week. And that's what's so fun about this. We let you come in. We let you do it for free. We want the parents there. We have a 5,000 square foot facility.
Wow. Dragon Dojo. Yeah. On 390. I drive past it all the time. Sheehan Weiss, thanks so much for what you do, and thanks for coming on the show and sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll be right back after this Max Biz tip from Zenobia.
Zenobia Andrews here, your business system strategist, and I am delighted to be here in the Max Out Studios bringing you your Max Biz tip for today. You know, all week long we've been talking about things that you should consider when you're building your website, things to consider as you're building your website. Now, some of you may say, well, I've already got a website. The things that we're going over this week, you can still implement and add them to your current website today, okay? Now, today's topic is what or who is your target audience? Who's your target audience? And what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself the question, you know, why are you even creating the website in the first place? And who will be visiting your website? You really want to start thinking about this as you're building your website. And are you selling a product or a service? And then number 3, constantly put yourself in your visitor's shoes as you design and develop your site. You want to think how they would think, you know, and think about that layout of the site, right? You want to structure your site in a way that your users, it's friendly to your users, and they get and they understand the content that's on your website. And then our last segment for this biz tip is, who is your ideal client? You know, what are their demographics? What are their age? What's their income? Where do they live? You really want to study your client so that you know exactly how to support them in your website. Listen, I'm Zenobia Andrews, your business system strategist, and I am here to support you. If you would like more information, you can find me at www.zenoviaandrews.com. If you follow me on social media like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, I'll follow you back. And let's continue to press towards the max.
I'm here with David Powell from Innovations Credit Union getting an update on the credit union.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about Innovations. Tell me about the credit union.
Oh, Don, first of all, thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks
and
for coming
I
on.
always love to visit with you. But Innovations Credit Union, just a little bit of our history. Credit Union's been around since 1952. It was originally founded to serve the employees of the Navy base out at Panama City Beach. And so in 1952, they started operating out of a desk drawer in a little office there on
It
base.
used to be Navy Credit Union?
It's been a bunch of names. The name of the credit union has always really mirrored the name of the Navy base, which, as you know, has gone through a bunch of changes.
Sure.
Most people probably remember the name that the credit union was the longest, which was NCSC Federal Credit Union.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
mouthful.
in the early 2000s, the leadership decided to change the name to something that would just stick. And every time the base changed names, the credit union wouldn't have to change names. So they decided to go with Innovations Federal Credit Union. And under the concept that, they're doing some innovative things with technology and systems internally and the customer delivery systems that we have.
Do you have to be in the Navy to have an account there?
Well, glad you asked. They also, around that same time, changed what we call the field of membership, which is what do you have to be or do to be able to be a member of the credit union. And to be a member at Innovations, you simply have to live, work, worship, or go to school or volunteer in Bay County, and you can be a member of our credit union. So we changed the name in the early 2000s, opened up the field of membership, and so since then we've grown. The credit union is about $160 million in assets. It has 6 branches in Bay County, and we got about 17,000 members, and we continue to grow and expand our service. In fact, most people think of the credit union and they think, oh, that's where you go to get a car loan. That's where you go to have a savings or checking account. But what most people don't know is that we now offer small business checking and savings accounts and business loans of all types and sizes. And so we're starting to spread the word that we have these products, and free business checking, Don. It doesn't get much better than that. And our free business checking account comes with free internet banking. So a small business owner could open a checking account with us, pay the bills online, order supplies online with a free debit card that we give them. Excuse me. And so, that's really our focus going forward, is to continue to offer new and better products and services for our members.
That's a great deal, because most places will charge you a fee just for the
places.
right of having a business account there.
That's true.
$10 a month or whatever it is.
Whatever it is, most
Innovations,
people do.
it's free.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and also, as I mentioned, most people think of, let's get a car loan at the credit union. We also have very attractive car loan rates. We have a special program for qualified members that call up and say, hey, I got financing through the dealership, or I got financing through another financial institution, and maybe my rate's a little higher than I had hoped to get. They should call us, 233-4400, 233-4400, and ask to speak to a loan officer about maybe lowering the rate on your automobile.
That's a good idea. No one ever thinks of lowering the rate.
I know.
You think about getting a car and getting a loan.
And most people make an emotional decision. They go to the dealership, the salesman comes and says, oh, I'll give you this price on the car, and then they just write it all up, and you may not even realize in some cases what the rate is on your loan until you get home. And sometimes there's some sticker shock there. So we'll be glad to counsel with anybody that wants to talk about their car loan. And with whatever your credit score might be, we've got loan officers that are well versed and trained in helping folks of all different credit score ranges figure out what the best automobile loan is for them.
So if you have an existing car loan, go to Innovations and cut a better deal for yourself.
It's worth giving them a call
It
certainly see if there's something that one of our loan officers can do. Or you could also go to our website, which is innovationsfcu.org.
Innovationsfcu.org.
That's it.
David Powell, thanks again for the tips on Innovations Credit Union.
You bet. Thanks, Don.
Welcome back to the show. I've got Diana and David Taunton here from the Taunton Family Home? Taunton Family
Right.
Home? Is that what it's called? Okay. Out there in Weewahitchka. David, you're the founder of the Taunton Family Home. And I visited your place about a decade ago with a
Yeah.
Boy Scout troop. And how would you define the Taunton Family Home? Is it an orphanage? Is it a
very different.
Is it a foster home?
Very different from what most people would think of traditionally as an orphanage. It's just unique. It's hard to describe unless you come and see what we do. And that's one reason for having this annual festival, is to get people to actually come. People say, well, I never thought it would be like this. So you just need to come and see.
Yeah, I never thought either. When I went out there a long time ago, it really is a home. It's a house.
It's a children's paradise.
Yeah.
Basically, a children's paradise.
And what got you started in this, David?
Well, I was raised there in Honeyville, south of Weewa. Had a wonderful mother and father, and this always is the day before Mother's Day. And my mother, she was just I tell you something else. She sewed her dresses out of feed sacks, but she bought our close out the Sears Roebuck catalog. She wanted to be proud of us and wanted us to be proud. Anyway, it's just a sacrificial love kind of old-fashioned traditional home. And my dad, he was a welder at the paper mill, and we were rather poor with 13 kids, you know. And but they always gave us the best that we could possibly have. Love was the main thing.
So it sounds like you had a wonderful upbringing, and you're passing that forward now.
That's
right?
it. That's exactly what happened. I met and married this young lady 40 years ago, and told her about how I was raised and that we wanted to have a big family, and that was the start. We were just going to have a big family. Built a big home. We were going to have 15 kids, and that was to be the end of it. That was the start.
That was the start, and then. Diana, you're part of that family, and I know your dad has done some great work, and it sounds like you're going to carry on that tradition, huh?
I hope to. It's I'm a work in progress, and I feel like that is definitely where I'm supposed to be. That's my place, and I found it. And you know, our parents have raised us like they were raised to go out in the world, explore, and become all that you can be. And you know, I went out a little bit and explored, and got married and had children, and you know, just wound up, but I'm here. This is where I'm supposed to be, of anywhere in the world. So that's what I'm going to do. Carry it on. They took me in at 6 months, and I had nowhere to go, and none of us had anywhere else to go. I can't imagine the next generation not having anywhere to go because we're not there still. So it will continue.
So your dad took you at 6 months old.
Yes, sir.
And I've visited the place, although it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's just an idyllic place.
It
to
is.
grow
It
up.
was then. It is now. You need to come.
Yeah, I'd love to go out there and visit you guys again.
Yeah.
And now you're back home.
I'm back home.
And do you consider this a religious calling, or just something in your conscience you need to do?
It is
or?
just I just feel like it's my place. I'm very spiritual, very religious, and it is a faith-based place. We grew up in Christianity, so I think just listening to where God wants me to be, and it's here. It's nowhere else. I know that, and so.
That's a wonderful story. We have to run off to a break, sadly.
Okay.
But on the other side of that, let's talk more about the home and what you guys do out there, and this event that you guys have coming up here, this festival.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I have two lovely people here in the studio today in the way of David and Diana Taunton from the Taunton Family Home. And you guys are having a festival the day before Mother's Day on Saturday out there at the Taunton Family Home. Diana, what's going on out there?
Well, we try to do this every year. This is our 4th year in a row. It's an annual event to help raise funds and awareness for the Children's Home, give a little bit back to the community, and let people see what we're about. The house is open. All the grounds are open. Come and just have a great day. We have a lot of events going on during the day. We'll start at 8 o'clock with the 5K race. After that, we'll do a flag raising and a prayer ceremony and the 5K awards. And then that kind of kicks off beach volleyball. And then we have an amazing race obstacle course that we do, so anybody and everybody can be involved in that. There'll be bounce houses. Our golf course is open.
Always a crowd pleaser for the little ones.
There'll be bounce houses and lots of kids games that are free. We have disc golf out on the property, so that'll be open. We have a putt-putt golf course, that'll be open. And then, of course, swimming and the slide and stuff, so it'll be awesome.
What's going to happen to the money you raise from this festival?
100% of that money goes to the Children's Home and helping fund that, kids' needs, running the house, that sort of thing.
And how many kids do you have there now?
We have about 15 right now, so then, again, this helps raise awareness of, hey, you know, we have room to grow. We have room for kids to come, and we want them to be there. Anybody that you know that may be in need of a home, temporary or permanent, we're here.
You know, because I've read some disturbing statistics regarding Bay County in this area, you know, where there are children who are being taken out of homes, you know, because they're in desperate circumstances. You offer another option for
We
parents,
do, and it's
you?
free. It's no charge.
Yeah, it's free. It's no charge. It's not a government thing.
Right. We
It's a
don't
private
accept
enterprise.
any government funds. That's all privately funded.
So you don't accept any government
Not
funds
at
at
all.
all?
Not from the government, not from the parents. It just, you know,
You're
your
just
children are here and they're one of us.
Mhm.
So
Well, that's great.
how it
So
works.
you really have grown this big family of yours
Right.
over the years, and it sounds like it continues to grow. And I got to tell you, there's no greater legacy that a person can leave is something like that, and a person like Diana to take over.
Diana's a perfect example of what we try to do is bring out the best in every child. And she has just been wonderful.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're going to carry on that tradition for years to come.
I will. I hope so. We'll be here.
So the Taunton Family Home. The festival starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Now, how do I learn more about it? Do you have a website?
We do. We have a website now for the children's home. It's tauntonhome.net. And then there's a link to that that gets you into a page that's just for the festival. I'll tell you all about that as well. So.
Okay, so we go to tauntonhome.net.
Yep.
We can find out all about the Taunton Children's Home and also about the festival.
Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to help out, and I didn't necessarily want to go, is there a way people
There
can help?
is online. There's a donation spot online, and then we also have pledge cards. We have quarterly newsletters that we send out. If you want to be a part of that, you can just sign up for it. So.
Well,
Definitely.
thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
And thanks for reminding us that the Taunton Family Home is out there on Weewa doing good work for kids, all over this region. Really needed stuff. God bless you both.
Thank you.
Good luck. Now remember, Taunton Family Home, and it's, what is it, taunton.net?
tauntonhome.net.
tauntonhome.net. Go there now and click around and explore and go out and visit them on Saturday. You've been watching Waking Up with Don, and I'll see you next time.